All right, music fans, welcome. Harmless Dave here on the Harmless Dave channel, talking about the feud between Donald Trump and Bruce Springsteen. As a major article went out to all the classic rock radio station websites via iHeartMedia or whatever their distribution network is. It doesn't matter. It's the Borg, as I like to call it. Everybody is supposed to read the same stuff, think the same way, go to the same websites. It's just bizarre. Now, before I get there, I made a friend a couple of weeks ago. It's surprising because people sometimes don't always agree with me, but I have a new friend by the name of Greg Martin. Greg sent me a whole bunch of stuff. Greg is the guitar player in the band Kentucky Headhunters, and he sent me a ton of stuff to listen to, including this band called the Mighty Jeremiahs, and they sound absolutely amazing. So I'm looking forward to digging into that, and at some point, maybe doing a Zoom with Mr. Martin, who is a really cool dude and is in a great band. It's been a great band for a very long time. So anyway, just wanted to throw that out there. So this is the article. Donald Trump calls for major investigation into Bruce Springsteen, Bono, and other stars who endorsed Kamala Harris. Now, this is in light to learning also that the former president, Joe Biden, was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. And apparently they knew about this. And it, according to some doctors, some experts, right? I was told that the experts know everything, especially in 2020 and 2021, that I should listen to the experts. Well, some of those experts, probably not the same doctors, probably the ones that were more independent minded back a few years ago, were saying that they probably knew about this stuff and they were hiding all of this information from the public. Now, what does this have to do with Trump looking into Springsteen? Well, here's what Trump said on Truth Social. How much did Kamala Harris pay Bruce Springsteen for his poor performance during her campaign for president? Why did he accept that money if he is such a fan of hers? In other words, why didn't he just play for free because he loves Kamala Harris so much? Isn't that a major and illegal campaign contribution? What about Beyonce? And how much went to Oprah and Bono? I'm going to call for a major investigation into this matter. He then accused Harris of paying celebrities for endorsements, adding, it's not legal. Now, there is actual footage, by the way, of Kamala Harris having different people at her events, and when their performance is over, they just walk out. They're like, we were there to see and hear the music. Now, this sounds, especially via the headline, that Donald Trump is just going around and rounding up celebrities, rounding up these dissenting voices. I believe in free speech as much as I don't like Bruce Springsteen and others who are out there spouting off about various things. They have a right to do it. It's bizarre, though, because you're there to hear them perform music, right? And at least, look, if you're going to Springsteen, I would say it's probably about 70-30. Like 70% of the people that go see Springsteen probably agree with his politics, and about 30% do not. But you're still alienating 30% of the audience. I don't know if that's a good idea. I've been saying this for a long time. It's funny, though, when people who have a more Trumpian view of things say something or even record a song, like Try That in a Small Town. Remember when Jason Aldean did that? And that wasn't really an endorsement of Trump or anything. It was just saying, hey, we take care of our own in a small town. Don't even come here and try whatever you're going to do. And people were outraged. It's a political statement. He supports Trump. And And it's got to work both ways. It can't just work one way. It seems to only work one way in the media. Um, and look, the feud between Trump and Springsteen probably won't end well for Bruce Springsteen. And the reason I say that is because Trump seems to have this ability to say things, and people are outraged for like an hour, and then 2 days later, it either people forget about it or we learn some new information. Like all of these departments that Trump is trying to clean up or eliminate. They've spent billions, they've wasted billions of dollars. We are trillions of dollars in debt. Our bond rating or credit rating, whatever that is, was lowered the other day. And that's because we are approaching levels of debt compared to GDP, which are insane. They've been insane for a long time, but they've become so insane that, I think it's Moody's or whoever, they're like, no, you can't just keep spending money you don't have. Even the budget they're negotiating now, trillions of dollars that we're spending that we don't have. Even this pared back budget, I'm starting to feel rather black pilled here because the guy goes in there and says, yeah, I want to cut spending and so forth. And people are coming back at him like, you can't do that. You just can't do it. And then, you're going to have more inflation. You're never going to solve these problems that we have because you're going to have this elephant of debt on your back that you're carrying around. And these people who protest Trump, whether it's Springsteen or Bono, who wants to take care of the poor, but he wants to extract money that we don't have in order to pay for that, rather than trying to, reform the heart, reform the mind. I mean, this is a heart problem. It's a mind problem. And it's weird because all of these people are pro-Ukrainian war for the most part, and we've spent billions of dollars. We could have solved the homeless problem. We could have given homeless veterans probably the best house, and we could have done so much stuff that we refuse to do. Look, I do believe in free speech. An investigation into where this money went. I think Kamala Harris ended her campaign $10 million in debt. Might have been 20 million, but she was in debt after that campaign. I think she spent more money on a presidential campaign than any person in history. Maybe Hillary Clinton might have spent more. I can't remember, but compared to what Trump spent, it was like, I don't know how many more times bigger than what Trump spent, but the money was flowing in. And I think that's what you need to look at if you're going to do an investigation. Although, we've got big problems and we need to work on those big problems. But going overseas and protesting on foreign soil, I mean, why doesn't, what Bruce Springsteen ought to do? He ought to take a page from the Donald Trump playbook and say, hey, I'm going to do a Bruce Springsteen rally like Trump does. It's going to be a concert. We're going to have speeches. We're going to have music. We're going to have all these people that agree with me who think that Trump is the worst thing ever and that our country's going to hell in a handbasket, and see how many people turn out. You never know. I mean, there are a lot of malcontents out there that you could certainly make money from. That's what it would end up being. It would be a way to extract money from people who probably don't have, although a lot of these people tend to be very well off. They tend to be older, they tend to be white, and they tend to be very well off that believe in all this stuff. And it's interesting because if they really want to change the world, they should start in their local community and not worry so much about politics. That's just and I would say that to anyone, but to these people especially. Hey, you've got money, you're well off, you won life's lottery and so forth, as one old Democrat, I think Richard Gephardt, said. He coined that phrase years and years ago, that you've won life's lottery. So invest your money, invest your time into the things that would change the world, instead of, grandstanding and running around and being constantly angry. That's not good for your chemistry, like your internal chemistry. Constantly being angry it's going to lead to an early grave. And I don't know if these people understand that. There's no joy. There's these people are supposed to be the peace and love people, but yet there's no peace, and they don't promote peace anymore, and there's no love, right? And if it's love, it's just for the select few. It's not for everyone. It's conditional. You have to think like they do in order to benefit from the things that they are espousing. So anyway, who's going to win this battle? Trump has been a very persistent communicator, and I've watched commentators say things like, I don't understand why people like Donald Trump. I don't understand how he gets away with what he says. I don't understand why so many people are still approving of the things that he does. And they'll say things like, even after all of what we know. It seems the more people know, the more they tend to support Donald Trump. If he tells you he's deporting criminals, and the media says those are American citizens or something, or they're residents, those are two incompatible ideas. And so if you look up what this person that they're deporting did, or where they came from, or their nationality, or whatever, you're going to find out that, number one, they're not American citizens. Number two, they've committed crimes. Some of these crimes are violent. Some of them are human traffickers. Some of them are pushing fentanyl into the country. And we're just supposed to sit here and go, yeah, it's a dad from Maryland. I can't believe they did that to a dad. Yeah, anyone can be a father, by the way. Not everyone can be a dad. All right, just putting that in there. A little 2 cents at the end. All right, so again, want to thank my buddy Greg Martin from Kentucky Headhunters. He sent me a lot of stuff. Apparently, he's sending me more stuff. I'm a little behind catching up with their music and their legacy, and it's a pretty amazing band that is not on the radar of a lot of folks. So if you don't know much about them, check them out. Hard to put them in a category. Blues, rock, country, obviously, outlaw music. I don't know how you want to describe it. It's kind of got that Charlie Daniels spirit. Man, Charlie Daniels. I miss that guy. That guy had a good word almost every day he was out there. He just made sense to me. There aren't a lot of guys out there like Charlie Daniels, but Greg Martin seems to be one of those kinds of guys. So I'm looking forward to talking to him more. And again, hey, Greg, if you watch this video, apparently they watch me on the tour bus. So, or he does. I don't know if the whole band does, but he does. And I don't know. That's, I don't know how you perform after that. But in any event, I'm grateful. God bless him and God bless everyone, even Bruce Springsteen. God bless Bruce Springsteen. And Bruce, my advice to you, buddy, play the music. Just play the music.